Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Was a Genius Experimenter. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was recreated by the Shinigami and enjoy that over an Anime King 2. And also stay tuned for a brand new episode coming over Anime King. Yes, that's right guys, if you're new and this is the first time you're hearing from me, I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Yes, that's correct, every single day guys. So stick around for the rest of What If's coming your way, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. And also, remember to turn on that bell notification and stay posted guys. So without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode? Begin the intro. So the last part we left off, a person in all black made their way. Covered in the shade of a darkness, it was hard to see the person. As they moved through the fluent guardship of Taki, they were able to subdue anyone in their path. As they made their way down, as they were able to knock all the people out that were guarding said hero water, the person proceeded to send hero water away on a scroll. Back at Konoha, Naruto received said scroll with a smile. His tinkering with Haku had gone great. Haku had become one of his loyal subjects now. As Naruto sent him in the next mission to gather a sample of that tree, as it piqued his interest, he wondered what was so great about it, that it was in the vicinity of producing this water, as it seems like there was just a normal flow, but something was about it. The hero water had a tendency for shutting down your body if used too much. The side effects were great, but Naruto was going to make sure that didn't work on him, as his test run had gone wonderful with Haku, so there was a lot more people that Naruto planned on tinkering with. Haku returned back a few days later, as he brought Naruto the sample, as Naruto was grateful for that. As he told him to rest, he must be exhausted from all that he was doing. Haku bowed to his master as he went to rest. A few days passed and it was finally time for the exam, as everyone was gathered to witness the greatness of Chunin exams. In the stands, Kiba was making a big fuss about Naruto, saying that it was a mistake that he lost to him, as he was arguing, saying that Naruto was not that strong or all that. As Sakura was not going to just stand here and watch him mock her friend like that, as she yelled at him. It doesn't matter what he said or no much how he said it, he still lost and there was nothing that was going to change that, as he grumbled to himself. The fight between Naruto and Neji, as most people were not expecting Naruto to win, so it didn't come as a surprise when Neji completely dominated the fight, as Neji was just better they thought. As Naruto continued to play his path of only being able to correct his stance or even protect himself that well, but at least he put on a good show. He was a genin but not that strong, as there was no chance of him being promoted Chunin yet. He still need a bit of work in the few months or so, or probably a year. He was sent to said hospital where Kabuto came to greet him, amazed by Naruto's acting skills throughout this day. As Kabuto relayed several information towards him, the shock happened then. Danzo Shamiro stepped in the room. He uses Kodama Sakami on Naruto and told him that once Hiruzen was dead, it seems like Orochimaru was contacting with Danzo, but yet Orochimaru didn't tell Naruto that. So once Hiruzen was dead, he was going to be coming to him, and not to mention he will bow for the services of Konoha and become his perfect weapon. This was the best chance for Danzo to do this, as Naruto agreed. But once Danzo was gone, Naruto's eyes returned back to normal. His body had a defensive mechanism that will help him react and also escape certain death in certain situations. And when Danzo had looked into his eyes with that Sharingan of his, as Slint had came over Naruto's eyes, a reflective surfaces that not even a Sharingan can pierce. Naruto gathered some of Sasuke's blood and he tested it throughout his mission, and he used it to help create what he did. He knew that one day he will be going up against Itachi Uchiha, so he had that plan right there and then. As Danzo left, the invasion then started out as Naruto sat in the hospital. As he just waited through it out, Sasuke clashed against Gaara, but he was underestimating Gaara, especially when Gaara went Kill Beast mode. It was then that Haku arrived along with the Abomination dogs. They proceed to rip Gaara up. Haku didn't allow him to transform as she placed a sealing tag on him before he could recover from the combined attacks of the dogs, as she knew that he would transform. Orochimaru invasion was shot right there and then. Without the assistance from Gaara, it was bad. So the village of the Hidden Leaf was safe as Gaara was taken, his siblings were left behind. As they used the chance to run, when they woke up thinking that he had went back to the sand, knowing that their brother didn't care that much for them, but he had not. So with that, Naruto was still lying in the hospital, as Haku returned back to mission complete, as Gaara was out of the picture taken by Haku to Naruto's secret location. As Orochimaru was furious about this, but he had no time. He had to flee Konoha for his life, as his arms were messed up badly. Some time passed, as the Hokage was dead. Naruto wished he could have told the man how wrong he messed up in trusting him and several other people, but that was already done with, and death was not important right now to him. As he went home to see Kabuto, Kabuto wanted some information as he figured that Naruto had something to do with Gaara's disappearance. But Naruto played it off well and also spoke about Danzo. As he saw the look on Kabuto's face, he was thinking about Danzo's appearance and all of this. As he went off, not before relaying some information to Naruto. The village was going to pick a new Hokage soon. As Naruto knew of that, Sakura stopped by, as she just wanted to tell him that she was here. Naruto was her teammate and she knew how close he was to the third, when he told her that he didn't have any parents and he didn't have anyone except for the third when he was younger. So she just wanted to see if he was alright, a kind gesture on her part. But in fact, Naruto just didn't really care. The persona of being nice and kind was getting a bit boring. But for now, he had to keep it. He just had to keep it for now. So yeah guys, basically that's what left off. You guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourself, and yeah. What do you say we just jump right in this new episode, guys? It had been a few minutes after Sakura had left, just to see if Naruto was alright. As Naruto sat by his bed, waiting for the call, which he knew that was gonna come. They did not open the door. It seems that they took the window. He heard them enter his room. Their ability to not be detected was great, but not enough for him. He pretended not to notice as he lay on his bed, eyes facing the ceiling. That is when he heard Uzumaki Naruto. He jumped up. As they whispered a single word, Danzo. As Naruto's body froze up, the root ninjas nodded to one another. You must come with us, they said. Immediately. He nodded, like he was in some sort of trance. That was a signal that Danzo had placed in his mind with the Kodomasukami. Placing a hand on his shoulder, he was gone as Sunshin. Moments later, Danzo smirked to himself as he saw his perfect meal ticket coming along. As Naruto stopped right in front of him, as he looked down towards Danzo, who sat in his throne. I presume you understand why you're here, correct? Yes, Naruto said in a calm, level tone. Once the third Hokage has fallen, I must begin my process in becoming Konoha weapon. A small smirk came on Danzo's face, to see everything playing along nicely. Good, said Danzo, but there's something else that you must do for me. Do you understand? As Naruto looked right at the man who lifted his headband. Because of those Shirama cells he could use the Kodomasukami once a day. But it was not as effective as Shisui Uchiha when he would have used it. So Danzo had to use a much more larger chakra rate to control the person that he was talking to. And he had to look them directly in the eye if he wanted to make a full blown control over them. As he was stripping away Naruto Uzumaki's free will, completely ridding him of it. Your wish is my command, said Naruto. Nice, said Danzo. Jiraiya the Sannin and me, with the other clan heads, were currently in a meeting a minute ago. I presume that he's coming to find you any minute now. But you should know, my plan of becoming Hokage was derailed by him. He wants to assign that drunken old bat. Something I will not allow. That is why I will send a few of my operatives to find you guys while you are on the road. Normally, this wouldn't have worked, but I've seen over the past few days that he has grown rather attached to you. He sees you as his new apprentice, just like when he took on the fourth Hokage. So there is no doubt that he will try to save you. You will then proceed to use your life as a bargaining chip by playing a perfect act, allowing my operatives to kill Jiraiya the Sannin. Yes, it will be a big blow for Konoha, but it has to be done. For me to take the reigning seat as Hokage. Do you understand me? Yes, I do. I will use my life to bring forth the death of Jiraiya the Sannin. Danzo started to pant a bit as he squinted his eyes while the Mangekyou eye. It was done. Now he just had to wait for things to... It happened so fast. Caught up in his thoughts. Several things happened at once. The two operatives that stood beside Naruto got impaled by some strange objects. Blood gushed out of Danzo's eye socket where Shisui Mangekyou was, as Naruto ripped it out. The surprise caught Danzo completely off guard. Never in his wildest dreams did he thought something like this was gonna happen. And not to mention the speed that Naruto used. The shock was enough to leave Danzo wide open as he jumped away, literally jumping over his throne as he landed on his feet, clutching his bleeding socket. Immediately, all of the envoys in the vicinity area started to jump down. Flashing through one-handed seals, Naruto brought his hand down as a special seal narrate form. Summoning Jutsu. Poof! A massive smoke as there was not only one thing summoned. Ice release. Frozen touch, a voice said. The envoys had to backpedal as massive ice spikes erupted, almost skewering them. As Naruto pulled a scroll from his pouch, he then proceeded to leap to the ceiling and slam his hand on the scroll center. Fuinjutsu. Complete block, he said. A massive glow surrounded the entire area as he then flipped down. He then proceeded to bite his finger as Danzo watched all of this with a shocked expression on his face. As Naruto flashed through hand sign with his left hand, he then proceeded to drop a few blood on the ground before he slammed his hand down. Fuinjutsu. Blood clone. The blood on the ground started to twist and come together and enlarge before it took the shape and copy of a perfect identical clone. Be out in the open, Jiraiya the Sannin will come to find you. He will then proceed to take you to find the next Hokage. The clone nodded and moved off. Behind Naruto stood Haku, along with the 5 abomination dogs. The 2 massive blue ones with the blue flames running through them, and 3 of the massive yellow ones. They were not like the same smaller ones that he had. These ones are much more advanced, as they were taller than Naruto. The sight of them were one to fear, as Naruto knew that he would have to summon these ones, given the situation that he was currently in. Haku, you know what to do. Yes, master. Haku moved off as the battle started. Danzo was perplexed. Torun and Fu couldn't get to him in time as they had to fight off the intruder. As Naruto felt someone trying to probe his mind, which was Fu, using his mind transfer jutsu to try and shut Naruto down. Danzo saw his opportunity as he moved to incapacitate Naruto. And then, once again, 2 things happened, the first one being Danzo was sent sailing back as he broke through his throne. Fu dropped to the ground as he gripped the side of his hair and started to rip as he screamed in pain and agony. Entering someone's mind that is well fortitude is the wrong idea. But entering my mind is a big no-no, said Naruto. Danzo got to his feet. What? You don't understand, said Naruto. Well, for one thing, the seal above is to block out any noise. I mean, we wouldn't want the guys upstairs to know what is going on. Who are you? Said Danzo. That was the only possible thing that he could think about. This was some sort of intruder. Oh, don't get it wrong. I am Naruto Uzumaki. As the onslaught behind him continued. As the massive beast started to ravage through his place, slaughtering his ninjas, and this person in all black was using ice release to a degree that Danzo has never even seen before and heard of, as he heard about the Yuki clan within Kiri. The entire ground had frozen over, and the beasts seemed to have no problem with that because their bodies seemed to adapt. Their legs transformed into claws, stabbing deeply in the ice to get a grip, while his ninjas were slipping and their chakra on their feet was not helping with much. Danzo was confused. You are definitely not Naruto Uzumaki. There is no way. Well, as we say in this ninja world, you have to keep yourself a secret. I mean, you wouldn't want most people knowing what you're capable of. So all of this, Danzo said, as he was just so shocked, was a trick, a persona. Exactly. It's a shame I never got to tell Hiruzen. I would have loved to see the look on his face before he had died. Danzo couldn't understand this child had taken a complete 180. Not the nervous, calm, stupid child from before. He was like a total different beast, and that speed that he used. Danzo was reminded of when he was the one that attacked Shisui by surprise and ripped his socket out. But now he was on the receiving end. It seems like karma came back for him. As he was speaking, Danzo slowly started to undo the bracer on his arm, as it dropped with a loud clang. You have no idea what you have done, child, he said. I was still gonna let you go out in the world, but it seems like now I'll have to completely break your mind apart, because you will become my weapon. It seems like you have plotted against the village, from what I can see, because you hide and kept your true self. You are not the weak, insignificant child, are you? Far from it, said Naruto. In fact, I've been wanting to stress my muscles lately. After all, I haven't had a good fight in a long while, and I just want to see how much I've grown. As Naruto licked his lips, Danzo was reminded of Orochimaru. Not just by his actions, the way he spoke, the way he moved. He was like a snake. But while Orochimaru was a snake that will strike you in front, this child was like a hidden, calm snake that seems more dangerous, more destructive, more chaotic. Danzo kept on walking as the both of them seemed. Just kept on moving at a slow pace. You will hand that eye over back to me. Naruto opened his palm. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Danzo frowned. This will not end well for you, he said. This might change my plans a bit, but you have a choice. Bow and show yourself as a weapon of Konoha, and I will not completely break your mind in the process. I will at least give you some of your free will back. Or, we do this the hard way. And trust me, child, you're not gonna like it. As Naruto merely smirked. It seems you don't understand the situation. If you'd known the things I've done, and who I really am, you would have, but there's no point in explaining to a dead man. Me dead? By a child like you? The bracer fell. As Naruto saw it, the eyes opened up. Truly remarkable, said Naruto. I knew there was something up with you, but not to have only one but all of those. You are quite the corrupted man, and I'm judging that Orochimaru was the one that did those. As Naruto smiled, after all, the both of you were plotting for the invasion, but you thought you only wanted Hiruzen dead, but he wanted the entire village to fall. Danzo narrowed his gaze. It seems you already know that. You are planning on stopping him yourself if he goes so far. Well, it seems like you have confidence in your fellow Konoha shinobis. But that is not all, said Naruto. What's that? As Naruto looked up towards the arm, as Danzo seemed to try to take Naruto's attention off it, Wing style, he said. Vacuum spear! The attack tore through the ground, but Naruto was gone. This is your final warning, child, he said. You've made a mistake that can still be recovered from. Present yourself and you will not have to suffer, Danzo said, as he was not liking things as they were right now. He could not hear what was going on because there was a massive thick block of ice that blocked him and his root agents, as he didn't know what was going on over there. The place shook violently. Danzo looked toward the seals, as he wondered if they can truly take away the sound from exploring to the surface, as he couldn't have Konoha ninjas find out about this. That is when he heard it. Footsteps. Danzo spun around. You seem to be afraid. The voice came from all over. Afraid of you, said Danzo. Don't make me laugh. As Naruto's voice came out in a small, maniacal chuckle. Well, I guess it's hard to scare a man like you. After all, you are a fiend, a old war hawk who has been through wars, countless of battles. I mean, you shouldn't be surprised if I were to. Danzo felt a hand on his shoulder as he jumped and turned around, but there was nothing there. Quit with your games. Your mind tricks did not work. You say that, but yet, you're so jumpy. You wouldn't know what. As Danzo looked down, as the child stopped suddenly speaking, as he saw the hand that was protruding through his stomach. Sorry, can't completely rip you apart. I want to examine those eyes. As Naruto twisted his hand, but Danzo vanished off it. Naruto raised an eyebrow in confusion, as a sword pushed through his back and tear right through where his left lung was supposed to be. It was a sword that Danzo had in his cane. I told you, child, you made a mistake in attacking me. I will find out what you have been up to, and what exactly have you done. Revealing yourself to me was a bad idea. As Naruto dropped to one knee. I suggest you stay still, otherwise, you will drown on your own blood. As Danzo ripped the sword out, as Naruto collapsed down to one knee. Danzo walked in front of him. Now, he said, as I was slashed. Naruto's hand had tear right through his throat. As Danzo's body faded away once again, he reappeared a distance away. How? Jinchuriki or not, you should be choking on your own blood right now. There is no way. As inside of Naruto's body, his organs returned back to normal. He said this earlier before. His body had a defensive mechanism. When it presumed to be in danger, things happened to his body. Certain things that kept him alive. For one, his organs were able to shift themselves, moving on their own accord to protect his body. His body was like a living, working machine that moved around to protect itself. His temperature can rise and drop depending on situation, and just that moment when Danzo had stabbed right through him, his organ had moved, and now the wound healed. It had punctured absolutely nothing. As Naruto focused on the arm, he had killed Danzo. Well, not kill him because he returned. He had taken him down twice now, and two of the eyes were now closed. Did that mean? As Naruto truly wondered if it was how much time he would have to kill him. Danzo gave him no time though as he blew, went onto his kunai and rushed forward. As Naruto reached towards his wrist, poof, a blade appeared. It had a red handle, with a black swirl going around it. Pulling the blade out of his sheath, the metal was completely black. As Naruto pumped chakra into it, the blade seemed to consume his chakra, before flames burst on it, shocking Danzo, but he did not stop. When the two attacks clashed, a massive inferno was released, fire and wind clashing violently. The two men engaged in a deadly dance of swordplay. Danzo was shocked, as he couldn't quite understand how was this child actually keeping up with him. It was then that Danzo saw his eyes suddenly shift. They became pale and white like the Byakugan. But how was that Naruto drive his blade forward? There was a small tiny gap, where the wind came to a little rough edge at the kunai. As Naruto struck that area, the wind that fluctuated from the kunai, and not to mention Naruto fire, caused a combustion. As Naruto's sword drove in and nicked the kunai, cracking it. allowing the thing to destabilize, forcing Danzo to release it and jump back. But Naruto was upon him in seconds and slashed through the air. Danzo's eyes went wide mid-air as a wave of flame consumed where he stood. He reappeared as Naruto watched another eye closed on his arm. A maniacal grin then came on Naruto's face. "I get it now," he said. "You get what?" said Danzo, as he was still baffled and confused by this whole thing, not quite understanding how was this going on. How was this mere child seemingly doing this to him? It should not be possible. "Ninja art," said Naruto. "World of darkness." He slammed his hands together. Danzo was speechless. The reason being this was a kinjutsu that was created by Tobirama Sensei. How was this child? Everything went black for Danzo. Everything went black because the place was took over by darkness. Danzo tried to look around, but he knew this technique. It completely cut one's senses. It was made against the Uchihas to leave them renderless against their attacks because their eyes could not work inside of it. And Danzo was left wide open as he felt something inside of his neck down severed. As he died and reappeared once again, Danzo pursued to run, trying to get as far away from the technique as possible, but the closer they got, the more effective the technique was. It was like a virus trying to lash onto him. Once again he was cut down. Danzo proceeded to flash through hands, and once he returned, he released a hail of gusts that forced Naruto to jump away, otherwise be completely swept away. The technique was forcefully cancelled, but Danzo had lost 2 more eyes, and that was infuriating and pissing him off. "Are you ready?" said Naruto. Danzo frowned as he pulled out another kunai. He gripped onto it tightly this time. "You will not win, child," he said. "It seems you still don't understand." "I already have," as Naruto jumped away. Danzo looked up when he saw 3 other Narutos. As he noticed a seal around the ground, his eyes went wide. As Naruto tapped his hand on the edge of the seal, the 3 other Naruto activated their corner. Fuinjutsu, Flame Disperse, Rising Inferno. Before Danzo could protest, his body was burned alive as flames swallowed him. Danzo appeared behind Naruto, his fists infused with chakra to knock the child out with a punch. He did not see the harm in killing him because, if he did, he would lose the secrets of what he knew. Using a kinjutsu that belonged to Tobirama, he would not allow this to go. And not to mention he possessed the 9 tails. Danzo could not allow the 9 tails to die. He proceeded to drive the force in Naruto's head. But then Naruto poofed away. Danzo was shocked. He was sure that this one was the real one. Was this a clone the entire time that he was speaking to a moment ago? No, it can't be. He spun around when he heard ninja art, reflecting paper bombs. Once again Danzo was baffled. 2 turned to 4, 4 turned to 8, as they kept on multiplying. Danzo tried to jump and leap away, but they spread. His body was blown to smithereens. Once he reappeared, the area was lit with paper bombs. Danzo was proceeding to kill as he found himself getting more and more angrier. This child had the nerves to copy Tobirama Sensei's techniques, which are in the Forbidden Scroll. This shouldn't be possible. It went missing. You, child, were you the one that stole the scroll? As Naruto merely chuckled. So you figured that out, well, I guess you shouldn't be so surprised after all. Those techniques, you ought to know them, seeing that it was your former sensei who created them. Danzo grit his teeth in rage. As him and the child fought, he tried to take him down, but techniques and abilities were keeping him at a disadvantage. Once he jumped back once again, he looked toward his arm, where he only had a single eye left, as that really pissed him off. He had to do something and fast, otherwise he would lose. As Naruto stood in front of him, the child had been healing at an impossible rate. It doesn't matter how he nick or cut him, he simply heals and returns back to normal. He was using the Kyuubi's chakra at a well-displaced angle. Danzo frowned at that. The child had such mastery over the beast chakra already to heal himself without even taking a breather for this entire battle. This child that they have been keeping in the darkness has been the one that has been actually doing things behind their backs. And no one even know. Danzo was pissed off that he never noticed or even took into consideration that this could be a possibility, because the child had played moves so well, being naive and stupid, leaving everyone out of what he was actually capable of. Are you done thinking to yourself? Or shall we give you some more time to think on a way and try killing me? Danzo was still pissed off that this mere child was taking him for a joke, with him being able to use the Kyuubi's chakra to heal himself so well. It wouldn't be bad if he injured him a bit. After all, he will heal himself in the end. But he had to make sure that the child fall one way or another, as Danzo execute his plan. Using his cell of Hoshirama in his arms, once they engage once again, Danzo this time released it as it was uncontrollable. Naruto got swamped out in the vines that protruded forward. Danzo didn't have that much control. To control the cells, they were too much more powerful for him. But Naruto's body was swept away. Danzo was sure that he was impaled by at least a few branches. Now was his time as he moved. He arrived to see Naruto impaled in the wall. As Danzo smirked at that. "I warned you," he said, "and now you will pay." As Danzo moved forward, only for Naruto's right arm start to glow. Danzo saw a massive sealing array spread out on it. The next thing he knew, something shocking happened. The child arm fell off. That was confusing, as Naruto's body slumped down and disintegrated into nothingness. Danzo was confused. He then proceeded to watch as the arm started to glow, as it started to enlarge and enlarge. As Naruto ripped himself out of his own flesh of his arm, Danzo was astonished and confused. He had pinned the child down, and yet... "How? Are you even human?" he said. "Death is something I will not accept. For now, I'm only able to cheat it a few times. But the time will come where I'll be able to completely tell death to go and screw itself." He had told Orochimaru that he had a technique similar to his, to come back even from fatal wounds, especially while he was pinned down. But that was not all. Danzo started to cough. "What's wrong? Throat feeling itchy." "What have you done? You shouldn't have stand so close while I was rebirthing," said Naruto. As Danzo noticed small particles in the air. "What is this?" "A toxin," said Naruto as he walked towards a man. "A very vile, corrupted one." Danzo refused to die as he started to crawl away. Blood started to leak from his mouth and his nose as he started to puke up a lot of it. "Your insides are burning. You have about a minute to get to a medical ninja for them to slow down the process and maybe even save you. You were so fascinated by my rebirth that you did not even take into account that there must be something that you shouldn't be so close to, and you sucked it all in," said Naruto. "Don't get me wrong, I can't do this all the time. Just in these special cases. The toxin is very powerful and hard to come by," said Naruto. "Well, I do create it, but that is how hard it is to create it. That's why I say that," said Naruto. As Danzo refused as he started to crawl, blood seeping from his mouth. He had used up his final trump card. The Hoshirama cells had failed. He was missing the arm as he tried to move away. Naruto stomped into his back, breaking the ground underneath him. "The moment you laid your eyes on me, that was your downfall. And now I'm here to reap the rewards. Your plan was actually ingenious and profitable for me. After all, I did blame the situation of what happened on you to Orochimaru. So with your missing status now, it would seem like you ran away with the One Tails." As Naruto returned his sword back to his hand that was lying in the corner, it just flew back towards him as he caught it by the handle, as he placed it at the back of Danzo's throat. Danzo flipped over. "Oh, still have some fight left in you. If I'm going down, for the good of Konoha, so will you." Strange black markings appear on his chest. "Oh," said Naruto, as he flashed the one-handed seals His 5 fingers start to glow. Fluent Jutsu, 5-finger lock-in bind. He slammed his hand on Danzo's chest where the seal was. Danzo was shocked when the process stopped. What? What did you do? I've been studying Fluent Jutsu for years now. Your little self. Imploding seal would not work on me, said Naruto. But I guess you wouldn't know that. No offense, but I have much better things to do with my life. Slash! The blade was the last thing Danzo saw. As Naruto took his head off, Naruto made his way. The ice wall crumbling a long time ago. Bodies of the root ninjas. If Naruto were to count, there would be around 50 plus of them. It seems that Danzo's other operatives were not here. He would have to make sure they get a recall. After all, he couldn't have them out there alive, with their master now dead. Or could he thought to himself. Well, he could use them alive. Walking over, his abominations were dead. The root ninjas were definitely a skill. They were not nothing to scoff at. But that would just mean more tweaking for his experiments. Haku was in the middle, as his right arm was missing. His left leg was badly mangled, and there was a huge hole in his shoulder, and several slashes over him. He did proceed to take on 50 plus elite ninjas. 60 if Naruto would count correctly. His abominations helped, but the root ninjas were definitely powerful. But it just goes to show how much Haku was improved because of Naruto experiments. Master, I stopped them. I know. I apologize for being so worthless. I was unable to keep myself in a proper. Be quiet, Haku, said Naruto. You did well. There's no need to throw yourself on the bus like that. I'm actually proud of you. You are? Yes. You've shown yourself to be a perfect experiment, working so well. In the past, you wouldn't have been able to done something like this. For now, Naruto placed 2 fingers on his forehead. Sleep. I will fix you back up once we get home. As Haku fell asleep, as Naruto placed his hand on Haku's chest, a sealing matrix went over Haku's chest. As Naruto sent him into a state of stasis, his body poofed away. Now to clean things up here, he thought to himself. Time skip. The root ninjas were given a call to return. And they did, not to a pleasant sight. This time they had Naruto to deal with. But that was not the only thing that Naruto found out. Document the things that Danzo had done over the years. The man was truly decrepit and wicked. But it was not only that. The Uchiha massacre was a hoax. Naruto always wondered why Itachi just went crazy and killed his clan. It turns out that Danzo and the third also knew about this. That was just like the old man. But he wasn't the one that was responsible, Danzo was. He had sent Itachi to kill his entire clan otherwise. He would have used his root agents to wipe it out instead. And Itachi has made the ultimate sacrifice. If Sasuke were to find out this information, as Naruto chuckled to himself. Not yet, he thought. As he cleaned up here, Jiraiya and his clone would not find Tsunade for a few days. So that would go on a wait. Time skip. Kabuto stepped in said room. I've spoken to him quite well, Lord Orochimaru. He doesn't seem to know what happened to Gaara. Orochimaru's gaze turned towards Kabuto. Kabuto stepped back in fright. His master was really pissed off. Inform me of the rest of the news. As Kabuto gulped, his master can be scary sometimes, with just seeing a gaze. He told me that he saw Danzo moving around. Our spies alert us that no one has seen Danzo in a few days. With the third death, you expect him to be all around, but he's just gone and vanished. Was Danzo really the one that betrayed my invasion? He knew that I was not planning on sparing Konoha even though I promised I would, and just dared to kill my old sensei. But he knew I was lying. But why would he run? That makes no sense. Despite everything, he loved Konoha, that old decrepit fool. Maybe he's plotting something, Master. Maybe. But for now, I need my arms. I need them to be healed. I cannot live in this situation. What shall we do? We're going on a little trip to find someone. Orochimaru said that smirk. What about Naruto, sir? Allow him to remain in Konoha for a while. There's still much there that he can do. Especially with this going on. I'm sure he finds it rather amusing. Orochimaru said. A part of him was actually glad that Naruto wasn't the one that betrayed him. After all, he would hate to have removed such a fine soon-to-be genius experimenter as well. As he smirked to himself, the child was indeed becoming rather amusing to him. And Orochimaru enjoyed the entertainment. But yes, the child was something special. And he intended to see how far this goes. And not to mention to use him for his own benefits as well. As long as he was respectful and he knew who was in charge, Orochimaru did not plan on killing him anytime soon. Because he can prove to be worthy. Yes, he can. He can also use him to take care of some of his problems. That merely include the Akatsuki as well. Who would be no doubt starting their hunt very soon. He wouldn't be surprised if they started tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Hidden Leaf. Kakashi was placed in the hospital after a run-in with Itachi Uchiha. Sasuke burst inside as he overheard this news. And he was gone. Meanwhile, on the road, Naruto had taken his place with Jiraiya. As he had returned the blood clone back to himself, regaining all of said information, he was curious to meet the Sannin as well, as he wanted to be there in person. Not to mention he had things that Konoha covered. So there was nothing to worry about there. Garu was still in his possession. The Sand siblings were home. They were none the wiser on what happened to their brother. No one knew what was going on. So for now he can indulge himself with being on the road. Not to mention he had to gain favors with Jiraiya, making the man trust him even more than he should. But the man had now went on to leer at some woman, as he told Naruto to relax at the hotel. Jiraiya might be a fool when it comes to women. Yes, he was, because he did not notice, despite how small her chakra system was. Compared to his, there was a foreign source in her system meant someone used her to lure Jiraiya away. On who Naruto was not exactly sure, but he was interested to find out. Again, jutsu of that magnitude on such a scale for Jiraiya to not even notice, or maybe it was because the man was just a pervert. No, it was not only that. The trick was rather efficient for a normal genjutsu user. That meant that they were not normal. It was someone of high skill, as Naruto intended to find out who wanted him all alone. As he sat on his bed, he felt it. There was two of them. One of their chakra system was normal, but high nonetheless. But the other one, it was close to his reserves. Well, his normal reserves. After all, he was not exactly normal, but his normal chakra was close to him. He could say that it was similar to an full-fledged Uzumaki. This man was a beast, whoever he was. There was a knock on his door. As Naruto calmly walked over towards it and opened it, his pupils instantly shielded himself, as he came into contact with the full-fledged Sharingan, as he pretended to be confused. "Who are you?" he said. "Naruto Uzumaki. You will have to come with us." As Naruto stepped outside. "So this is a brat. Doesn't look like much," the blue guy behind the shorter one said. "Who are you people?" said Naruto. "That is not important. You'll have to come with us now." "I'm afraid I'm not going anywhere with you," said Naruto, as he looked at their clothing. So this was the Akatsuki, huh? He thought to himself, playing the fool. Well, for one thing, he could not let them know what he was truly capable of, even though he wanted some of Itachi DNA. But he could wait on Sasuke for now, although Itachi was here for the picking. But he doubted it would be that easy. Not to mention there had to be more members of the Akatsuki, so they would find out what happened to these two members, and then they would come after him like a manhunt. And he didn't need that attraction right now. "Hey, Itachi, just allow me to shave off his legs, and let's drag him along. Seems like he's gonna put up a bit of fuss." Shave off my legs?" said Naruto, as Kisame chuckled. "Oh, don't be scared, brat. It's not gonna hurt that badly." "Oh, it seems I'm lying. It is gonna hurt. Real badly, he said. As Naruto fumbled for a kunai. I would advise you not to do that, Naruto, Itachi said. You wouldn't want to get hurt now, do you? I'm not going anywhere with you guys. You seem sketchy. Well then. It seems I will just have to... Itachi! Naruto was grateful for Sasuke for interfering, otherwise he would have to defend himself. And that wouldn't go as they expected because he wasn't as weak as he put on. Huh? Itachi, who the hell is that? Why does he look so much like you? My foolish little brother. Finally, after all these years, I have festered my hate, and now I'm ready. Sasuke went through Hansan before he tore open the wall with his Shidori. I'm ready to kill you as he rushed forward. What proceeded to happen was rather humiliating for Sasuke. He got his wrist broke. He then got fists in his stomach and slammed against the wall. You still don't possess enough hate. Sasuke glared at his brother. You still are not strong enough. Pathetic. As his eyes shifted, Tsukiyomi. Sasuke screamed out for bloody murder. As Itachi watched, with an empty expression. As Naruto had to say he was playing his role quite well, being the dangerous missing in. But Naruto was confused. What exactly did he want with Sasuke? Why put him through all of this? Did he want Sasuke to kill him to revenge himself or something like that? He was not sure about that part, but he was still with Konoha after all. He did risk everything to save Konoha from the Uchihas. He gave everything for the people of Konoha, and yet he was the monster. In a way, it reminded him of himself. Used as a sacrifice, and yet they were the monsters. It is funny. You see that, kid? Much worse is gonna happen to you if you don't relent right now, said Kisame. As Naruto clenched his fists, Kisame raised his blade. Have at it then, he says. He brought it down. Poof. And what exactly is going on right here? The blade was blocked by a toad with armed guards. As Jiraiya arrived with the woman. As Naruto watched as Kisame told Itachi that they can do this, they can handle him together, but Itachi wasn't so sure as he told him to run. The man did not want to try and take down one of Konoha. Lord's strength right now, given that it just lost its Hokage. Itachi was indeed a fellow Konoha ninja. As Naruto wondered what would happen if he leaked the information to the Akatsuki that Itachi was playing for the village of the Hidden Leaf. How amusing would that be? You okay? Said Jiraiya. Yeah, I'm fine. But that guy, he's Sasuke's older brother, yeah. But they were not here for Sasuke, they're after me. Damn it. I never thought this would happen so soon. What's going on? Well, you see... Dynamic entry! Guy, wait! Said Jiraiya, but he was already done as Jiraiya was kicked away by Guy. Guy's eyes went wide as he realized who he kicked. He came out here to bring back Sasuke, as he thought that they were the enemies. After explaining, he took Sasuke back to the village. As Naruto walked, Jiraiya informed him about the Akatsuki, but Naruto already knew about them. And they were after him. He would need to get a whole lot stronger. Jiraiya was in the process of teaching the Rasengan, as he hasn't yet reached the requirements to do so. As they made their way once again. This time they arrived at a bar, and as luck have it, they met up with Snetty. Sitting down, she was quite pissed off to see Jiraiya, as she noticed Naruto, but she didn't say anything towards him. There was another woman with her as well, Shizune, her apprentice. Jiraiya and her started talking as she started to disrespect the Hokage. Naruto knew that he had to say something like act like he cared. How can you say that? What was that, brat? I said, how can you say that? He was your sensei. And now he's dead. Show some respect. Don't tell me what to do, she said. Who the hell even are you? He's my new apprentice. Leave the kid alone. He was close to the old man. Well, it doesn't really matter now, does it? He's dead because of that stupid position. And you want me to take that? Hell no. I said, show him some respect, said Naruto. Jiraiya was surprised as this was the first time he saw Naruto lost his cool like this. Well, it was supposed to be expected. After all, He was close to the old man. And what if I say no, she said. You old wretched hag. Do you think you can ever compare to the third Hokage? I don't know why the hell they're thinking of letting you become the Hokage because as I can see you're nothing but an old, decrepit drunk. You want to take this outside, she yelled. Fine by me, said Naruto. She's only a blink. Jiraiya-sama. You should stop this, she said. Jiraiya sighed. He knew that this situation might happen, but given Naruto's reserve and calm nature, he thought that it would not. The two made their way outside. One finger, brat. That's all it will take. As Naruto attacked her, Tsunade knocked him back with each attack. He then proceeded to form the Rasengan, a rather disformed, stupid Rasengan, which she smashed with her finger, and sent him flying. She then turned toward Jiren. Why the hell did you teach him that? You made this stupid brat believe that he can actually accomplish something. As Naruto got to his feet, I can sure accomplish more than you. I will take the position as Hokage then, and lead the village to greatness, because you, as I can see, is just a waste. Tsunade laughed. You really are a delusional brat, are you? She then smirked. You know what? I'll make you a bet. A bet, said Naruto. Yeah, it's that technique of yours? I'll give you a week to complete it. If you do, I will come back as Hokage. But if you fail, you give me all the money that you have on you, she said. And also, you give up on your dream of being a ninja entirely. Jiraiya and Shizune eyes widened hearing that. That was a hefty bet. Naruto frowned as he didn't seem to like it one bit. Tell you what, I'll even give you this. This necklace. Shizune's eyes went wide. But Tsunade-sama, be quiet, said Tsunade. So how about it, brat? The village could use for some support right now. Fine, said Naruto. I'll show you that you're just wasting your life by proving to you that I'm right. I'll complete this technique in 1 week, and you will see. Tsunade chuckled. Well then, I will ensure when you do fail, that you give up on being a ninja forever. After all, you did make a bet. So make sure you follow through, because I'll be there if you do not. I will not go back on my word, said Naruto. Make sure you don't do on yours. Well, I have nothing to worry about, because you're not gonna win. You're gonna fail, like many others before you. So you can wake up to the realization of this world and you can see that you're not special. You're just a stupid brat with big dreams that are not gonna come true. It doesn't matter what you say, you cannot make me stop. We'll see about that in 1 week, you old hag, he said. Tsunade clenched her fists. I'll make you eat those words. You just try it, he said as he walked off. Tsunade walking off as well. Jiraiya sighed. This was an unexpected turn, but it was gooder than most because Tsunade was not listening to him. Now it was just all up to Naruto to complete the step of the Rasengan. If he could really do this, they would have a new Hokage. After all, Tsunade would not go back on her word, he hoped. As Naruto smiled to himself, well, at least things played good that part. Tsunade of the Sanin. She was a quite distraught one, focused too much on her emotions. He could use that. Not to mention he would love to get his hands on some of her DNA. Now that would be truly amazing. Her monstrous strength was nothing to scoff at, and that ability of hers as well, to keep herself youthful and refreshed even though she was in her 50s. It would be quite useful for his goal. But still, he had other things on his mind. But so far everything was going well. But he thought about Sasuke though. This vision of his brother must be haunting him right now. To find out that he was still not a match for his brother. Sooner or later he realized that Konoha was not teaching him much. And that mark will make him flee. It was already messing with his mind already. This was just perfect. Naruto chuckled to himself as he walked. But guys, me and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next part, then do like, subscribe, comment down below. Turn on that bell notification to be posted by more. For now, see you guys soon. Peace.